Hello, YouTube. So, this is something I have been fantasizing about for a while now. The voice you are hearing is actually a clone of my voice I made on Speechify. It is pretty cool. I highly recommend checking them out. Anyway, I'm using a clone of my voice to avoid the stuttering and stumbling on words as I read. This will be a reading of a story I have crafted using an AI. I won't call myself a writer. After all, writing with AI is a different beast. I suppose it might be more similar to being an editor. However, since I am the one coming up with the ideas for the story, to be built around, even that still isn't right. I will also be showing AI images to go along with the story. I hope it helps set the mood as I try to make this feel more like a show. So now the introduction is out of the way. Welcome to my new story, writing an isekai fantasy for myself, Chapter 1, Shadows of Draymar. The faint glow of my computer screen bathes the cluttered desk in an ethereal light, casting long shadows across the stacks of notebooks, anime figurines, and half-empty coffee mugs that have become my constant companions. I sit hunched over the keyboard, my fingers hovering uncertainly above the keys. Weeks have bled into months, and still the words refuse to flow as I want them to. Draymar, a name I'd chosen with such care, a world I'd envisioned with such vivid detail, feels like a distant mirage, elusive and untamed. My self-insert, Jasper, and the woman who's become the object of my obsession, Livy, exist only in fragments, their stories incomplete, their voices muffled by the limitations of the AI. I sigh, rubbing my temples, and stare at the blank document, the cursor blinking like a mocking metronome. The room is quiet, save for the hum of the computer and the distant murmur of the city outside my window. The writer's nook, as I've affectionately named this space, is both my sanctuary and my prison. The walls are lined with shelves overflowing with light novels, manga, and anime DVDs, relics of a time when stories felt simpler, more accessible. Now I'm the one trying to weave a tale, and it's harder than I ever imagined. The weight of my failures presses down on me, each rejected draft a reminder of my inadequacy. I lean back in my chair, my gaze drifting to the window. The street below is alive with the bustle of evening commuters, their laughter and chatter a stark contrast to the silence in my room. I'm 45 years old, and yet here I am, pouring my heart into a fantasy world like a teenager. My life has been a series of detours and dead ends, a failed marriage, a daughter I never see, and a depression that clings to me like a shadow. Writing this story, this escape, is all I have left, but even that feels like it's slipping away, like sand through my fingers. I close my eyes, trying to summon the image of Draymar. The Wild West fantasy world, with its eternal eclipse and crimson moon, feels so vivid in my mind. I can almost smell the gunpowder and hear the clatter of hooves on cobblestone streets. The Ironweave Coalition, with its towering spires and arcane railways, rises in my imagination like a mirage. And then there's the Nunehai Nation, the eastern forests where Livy belongs. She's the one I can't get right, the one who haunts me. Livy, proud, confident, and just a little arrogant. Her dark tan skin, white hair, and blue eyes are etched into my mind, as clear as if she were standing before me. She's a warrior, a protector of her people. And yet there's a vulnerability to her that I can't quite capture. Her voice, poetic and seductive, echoes in my thoughts, but the AI's version of her feels flat, two-dimensional. She's supposed to be the heart of the story, the woman who challenges Jasper, who draws him out of his isolation, but she's slipping away, becoming a ghost in my own creation. And Jasper, my self-insert, my stand-in. He's supposed to be strong-willed, rebellious, a man of action, but even he feels distant, like a stranger wearing my face. His abilities, his fears, his desires, they're all there, but they don't feel real. He's just a collection of traits, a character sketch waiting to be filled in. I open my eyes and stare at the screen again. The cursor blinks mockingly, daring me to try once more. I take a deep breath and begin to type, my fingers moving slowly at first, then faster as the words start to flow. The crimson moon hangs low in the sky, its blood-red light filtering through the dense canopy of the Nunehai forest. The air is thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, and the distant howl of a werewolf sends a shiver down Jasper's spine. He tightens his grip on his lever-action rifle, the familiar weight grounding him. He's been tracking a varmint nest for days, the rabbit-like creatures a constant threat to the nearby villages. But tonight something feels different. The forest is unnaturally quiet, the usual symphony of crickets and rustling leaves absent. Jasper's hazel eyes scan the shadows, his senses on high alert. He's been in dangerous situations before. His life as a bounty hunter in his original world had prepared him for this. But Draymar is different. Here, the monsters aren't just human. They're faster, stronger, and driven by an unrelenting ferocity. A twig snaps behind him, and Jasper whirls around, his rifle raised. But it's not a varmint or a werewolf that emerges from the shadows. It's a woman, her presence commanding, her gaze piercing. She's tall, with dark tan skin and white hair that falls straight down her back, catching the crimson moonlight like a halo. Her blue eyes lock onto his, and for a moment Jasper forgets to breathe.
You're trespassing.
She's dressed in a black halter top and a miniskirt, her legs encased in moccasins that reach her knees. A spear with an obsidian tip rests in her hand, the blade etched with silver runes that glow faintly, pulsing with an otherworldly energy.
Whoa there, I'm just here to deal with the varmint nest. They've been attacking villages.
The woman's lips curl into a faint smile, but there's no warmth in it.
The varmint are a problem, but so are outsiders who think they can wander into Nunehai lands without permission.
Her words are laced with a quiet authority, a reminder that this is her territory, her domain.
I didn't come here to cause trouble, just to do my job.
There's a challenge in his tone, a quiet defiance that mirrors her own.
Very well. But if you're lying, you won't leave this forest alive.
Fair enough.
They move through the forest in silence, the woman leading the way with a grace that belies her strength. Jasper can't help but watch her, his curiosity piqued. There's something about her, a confidence, a power, that draws him in. Her every movement is deliberate, calculated, as if she's danced this dance 100 times before. The forest seems to yield to her presence, the shadows parting to make way for her passage. The varmint nest is easy to find, the stench of decay and the sound of scurrying claws giving it away. Jasper takes a position at the edge of the clearing, his rifle ready. The woman stands beside him, her spear held loosely in her hand, the silver runes glowing brighter as she prepares for the fight. The air crackles with anticipation, the tension between them momentarily forgotten in the face of a common enemy.
On 3,
3,
2,
1.
Jasper fires first, his shot precise, taking down one of the larger varmint. The creature lets out a screech as it falls, its body twitching in its death throes. The woman moves with lightning speed, her spear slicing through the creatures with deadly accuracy. Each strike is a blur of motion, a testament to her skill and training. The battle is brutal but brief, the varmint no match for their combined prowess. When it's over, Jasper lowers his rifle, his breath coming in short gasps. The woman lowers her spear, her expression unreadable.
you fight well.
She says, her tone almost grudging, as if the admission pains her.
So do you.
There's a mutual respect in his words, a recognition of her skill that he doesn't often bestow.
What's your name?
Jasper.
Livy. Remember it. You'll be hearing it again.
With that, she turns and disappears into the forest, her figure blending seamlessly with the shadows. Jasper stands there for a long moment, the weight of her words settling over him. Livy. He repeats the name in his mind, committing it to memory. There's something about her, something untamed, unpredictable, that lingers long after she's gone. I pause, my fingers hovering over the keys. The scene feels right. Livy's voice, her presence, Jasper's quiet strength. It's all there, finally. I lean back in my chair, a small smile playing on my lips. Maybe, just maybe, I'm getting somewhere after all. But as I stare at the screen, a thought occurs to me. What happens next? Does Jasper seek out Livy again? Does she become more than just an ally, more than just a challenge? And what about the world itself, the Ironweave Coalition, the varmint, the magic that binds it all together? The possibilities stretch out before me, endless and tantalizing. I save the document and close the laptop, my mind still buzzing with ideas. The night is young, and for the first time in weeks I feel a spark of hope. Maybe Draymar isn't just a story. Maybe it's a beginning. The city outside my window continues its nightly symphony, a reminder that life goes on, even as I sit here, lost in my own world. But tonight, I feel a connection to something greater. something beyond the confines of my room. Draymar feels alive, its characters breathing, its landscape stretching out in all directions. I rise from my chair, stretching my stiff muscles, and walk to the window. The crimson moon of my imagination is replaced by the soft glow of streetlights, but the feeling remains. I'm not just a writer, I'm a creator, a weaver of worlds. And tonight I've taken the first step toward bringing Draymar to life. As I turn away from the window, my gaze falls on a framed photo of my daughter, her smile a beacon of joy in a sea of uncertainty. I miss her more than words can express, but tonight I feel like I've found a piece of myself that I thought was lost. Writing this story isn't just an escape. It's a way to reconnect with who I am, with the dreams I've buried beneath layers of disappointment and regret. I return to my desk, opening the laptop once more. The cursor blinks, a silent invitation to continue. And this time, I accept. The following morning, Jasper finds himself drawn back to the forest, as if by an invisible thread. The encounter with Livy has left an indelible mark on him, her words echoing in his mind like a refrain. He's not one to dwell on the past, but there's something about her, something magnetic, that he can't shake. The forest is different in the daylight, the crimson moon replaced by a diffuse yellowish light that filters through the canopy. The air is cooler, carrying the scent of damp earth and pine needles. Jasper moves quietly, his boots sinking into the soft ground, his rifle slung over his shoulder. He's not here to fight, he's here to understand. As he walks, his thoughts drift to Livy. Her confidence, her skill, her unyielding spirit. They're all traits he admires, even if he doesn't fully understand them. She's a woman of her people, bound by traditions and responsibilities that are foreign to him. Yet there's a connection between them, a shared purpose that transcends their differences. He finds her near a small stream, her spear propped against a tree as she kneels by the water, her hands cupping the cool liquid. She's humming softly, a melody that's both haunting and beautiful, a sound that seems to belong to the forest itself. Jasper clears his throat, not wanting to startle her. She turns, her blue eyes meeting his, and for a moment he's struck by her beauty. There's a wildness to her, a raw, untamed quality that's both captivating and intimidating.
You're back.
I wanted to thank you for your help last night.
Livy rises gracefully, her movements fluid and purposeful.
You didn't need my help.
She says, her lips curling into a faint smile.
But you're welcome.
There's a moment of silence between them, the only sound the gentle babble of the stream. Jasper feels a strange pull, an urge to bridge the gap between them, to understand her better.
Why do you protect these lands? The Varmeet are a threat, but they're just one of many. Why stay here when the world beyond is so vast?
Livy's expression softens, a faraway look in her eyes.
These lands are my home.
She says, her voice laced with a deep, abiding love.
My people have lived here for generations, our history woven into every tree, every stream. To leave would be to abandon who we are.
Jasper nods, though he's not sure he fully understands. He's a man without roots, a wanderer who's spent his life running from one place to the next. The idea of belonging to a place, of being tied to it by blood and history, is foreign to him.
And you? What brings you to the forest? What drives you to hunt the creatures that threaten its people?
Jasper hesitates, the question striking a chord deep within him. He's never been one to share his past, his motivations. But with Livy, he feels a strange compulsion, to be honest.
I'm searching for something I lost a long time ago. Maybe I thought I'd find it here.
And have you?
Not yet. But I'm starting to think it's not something I can find. Maybe it's something I have to create.
There's a long pause, the air between them charged with unspoken thoughts and feelings. Livy takes a step closer, her presence both comforting and unsettling.
Perhaps you're not meant to find it alone.
Maybe I'm not.
As the days turn into weeks, Jasper finds himself drawn deeper into the world of the Nonehai, his encounters with Livy becoming more frequent, their interactions more complex. She's a woman of few words, but her actions speak volumes, her dedication to her people unwavering. Yet there's a vulnerability to her, a quiet loneliness that she tries to hide. Jasper, too, begins to open up, sharing fragments of his past, his struggles, his hopes. There's a trust building between them, a bond forged in the heat of battle, and the quiet moments shared by the stream. But their relationship is not without tension. Livy's loyalty to her people often clashes with Jasper's outsider perspective, their differing views on the world leading to heated debates. Yet it's these very differences that draw them closer, each challenging the other to see beyond their own limitations. One evening, as they sit by the stream, the crimson moon casting its eerie light over the forest, Livy turns to Jasper, her expression serious.
You're not like the others. You see the world differently. But Draymar is not your home. It never will be.
I know, but maybe I don't need a home. Maybe I just need a purpose.
And what is your purpose, Jasper?
To protect, to make a difference, to find something worth fighting for.
Livy nods, a small smile playing on her lips.
Then perhaps
She says, her voice soft.
you've already found it.
Jasper looks at her, his heart pounding in his chest. There's a truth in her words, a realization that he's been blind to. Maybe he's been searching in the wrong places, looking for something that's been in front of him all along.
Maybe I have.
I save the document once more, my fingers trembling slightly as I close the laptop. The story is unfolding, the characters coming to life in ways I never anticipated. Livy and Jasper, their relationship, their struggles, their moments of connection, feel real, tangible. I rise from my desk, my mind still buzzing with ideas, and walk to the window. The city outside is alive with light and sound, a stark contrast to the quiet world of Draymar. But tonight, I feel a sense of belonging, a connection to something greater than myself. Writing this story isn't just an escape, it's a journey, a way to explore the depths of my own heart. And as I stand there, looking out at the world beyond my window, I know that I'm not alone. Livy, Jasper, the people of Draymar, they're all with me, their stories intertwining with my own. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. I hope you have enjoyed the story so far, but this is the end of Chapter 1. My goal is to upload every Tuesday, at least for now. We'll see how it goes. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.